Hi, welcome back to Healthy Ambitions. I'm here with Dr. Patrick McMullen. We call him Doc endearingly. We're talking a little bit about education, and I think it's so important what you say, because we kind of talked at break that all my life through school I kept saying, why do I need to know this? And a lot of the times there wasn't an answer.
Yeah, it's just listen, make sure you get it, because it's coming back on a test.
Yeah, got to regurgitate.
That's right, and that is not education. That is disseminating information. If that's what we're going to do in schools, somebody called me again. I will get back to you. That's my cell phone.
You're popular today.
If all education is going to be is disseminating information, then all we have to do is teach kids how to read, give them the books that the teachers are doing lesson plans out of, and send them home. It's of no value. It is of little or no value. I learned a long time ago that Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders took San Juan Hill, and I've never slept better as a result of that knowledge. Well, it's not knowledge, it's information. And in fact, an historian not all that long ago told me that that's simply not true. They took Kettle Hill because San Juan Hill was too high for the horses. I'm serious.
You learned something?
Yeah, so I don't know who to believe in. I can't sleep. Anyway, but you see, here's where we need to go. When I was teaching teachers up in Canada, the year 2000 is the name of a program that they tried to implement. And it was a holistic approach to education. That meant that they were going to concern themselves with the psychology of young people, not just behavior of the young people. If you have a good human being, you will also have good behavior. It's really quite simple. And we see a lot of that here, my wife and I. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely place to live. But things can happen just like that. People can change very, very quickly. And all of a sudden, we're running across the same problems as everywhere else. I mean, every time I look at a paper, it closed down a meth lab someplace and so on. That can get to be a huge, huge problem. And it's very under-addressed, believe me. And it's not because anybody wants it to be under-addressed. There's only so much money to go around. Prioritize. Well, okay. Here's the year 2000 program, holistic program. They send it on out into the land of academia, the teachers. Well, they couldn't teach it. That's not what they got in school. They didn't know how you bring a human being out. They didn't know how you deal with a human being for human development purposes and human growth. They didn't know how to do it. They went to college and got all the information, spit it back, got their grades, went and got a teaching certificate, which is not much more than a backflip. You know, I mean, to get it is not terribly, terribly difficult, and off they go. Go to what? Go to where? Do what? Use this book, and you know, it all gets mandated from on high. People who haven't been in a classroom for 15 years, life changes in a moment. Let's please try to remember that. And so anyway, my belief goes like this. It would start tomorrow if I were in charge. Every time a young person reached 16 years of age, he and she would do a 2-year community service from 16 to 18. Then we'd be talking about driver's license. Nobody'd have a driver's license before they were 18, if it were me in charge.
That sense that you need to give something before you take something? Is that sort of?
Well, that's part of it.
But it's the growth that happens?
But it's the growth that happens as a result of, at 16 years old to 18, you would be riding along with the police, you would be riding along with EMT, you would go to the coroner's office, you would go to the morgue, you would go to nursing homes, STD clinics, family planning, you would
Wow, that
You
would
would-
make such a difference.
You would really see life firsthand, big time. And when you're 18, then you would be ready to be completely responsible for the tonnage that is in your hands while we're driving toward you. And I don't particularly care for anything less. And I don't think people deserve anything less. And I don't think children deserve anything less. When you can be moved, literally moved by the things that you experience, then you have knowledge. You have enormous knowledge. And you're never going to get that unless and until someone facilitates you doing. So that's what we need to have. And I know it would be more time and energy and responsibility for the EMTs and the police department and so on and so on and so on, but I promise you, and then...
Less time because there would be less people doing the wrong thing.
That's correct. Bottom line
startup
is...
time would just be the
Bottom line, more
investment.
money and more responsible people on our planet, and EPA issues would be addressed in that, and everything that matters, everything that I refer to as essential, would be seen by the eyes of 16 and 17-year-old young people, and they would have a completely new, fresh respect for life, and I would trust them with mine at that point, and my children, and so on and so on and so on. So I really encourage the organizations like Rotary and Lions and various organizations that
and
we
even
have.
at home can start.
And home. Parents, please talk to your kids and get your kids to those places. I never went a week without taking my kids to a nursing home or something like that, so that they would understand the plight and want to take care of Dad before he, got tucked somewhere. Seriously, I mean, it can be a very that's one of the most difficult times that human beings have, is when they can no longer care for their loved one, and the loved one has to be taken care of by an organization. Terribly difficult decision that at times has to be made. So, but at least then everybody else in the family would have appreciation for what it is that's going through the mind of the decision makers, because they saw that stuff and they know what everybody's up against. So there you go. Now, let me say this real quickly. This is a woman that my wife and I love dearly, and have since we got here and met this young lady, and she is, I wouldn't have enough
Where's she
words
at?
To say. She just walked in.
Know that lady you're talking about.
Yes, and she's leaving us, and is making a move, and not going to say bigger and better things, going to say different things. And I can't speak for a community. I live in Bull Shoals, but I can speak for a good portion of it, because I have talked with an awful lot of people who love you to death, and you will be sorely missed. And nobody would be able to thank you enough, ever. So we'll just keep you in our hearts, and send all of us, and send our love with you to the next fortunate people that get a chance to sit with you and be cared for and about from you. So that's so this was the last show.
A show here.
Here, yeah. There will be another show in Burgerville. Is that the town?
Burgerville, yeah. No, Bentonville.
Bentonville.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Please excuse me.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm moving. The clinic's going to stay open. Katie, our nurse practitioner, is going to keep things going. She's going to work towards getting a rural clinic designation, which opens up lots of doors for recruiting new docs as far as loan repayment and that sort of thing, which is
Wonderful.
so important.
Wonderful.
So, you know, a lot of things aren't going to change. I'm still going to be her collaborator for some time unless she finds someone that, you know, is closer and
Good.
more convenient. And, I
And
love
what are your
Bushels.
plans for the show? There is a show that's going to happen for you there?
Yeah, it's in the works.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know exactly
We can
where
watch
that's
for
gonna
you
go.
on TV?
We can watch, yep. We're going to go big.
Okay,
You
so
know,
this will
that's
be a
been my dream.
nationwide program.
Yeah.
And so we may be able to get it on a bigger station. And
You'll be
you
my
know,
guest, absolutely.
I'm coming
Yeah.
down. I hope to be your first and never your last.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate the community so much for letting me do this and for inviting us into your home every week, and all the sponsors who have been wonderful, and Sleep Mart who gave us the furniture, and just everybody, Gil, and the whole team. The Reynolds family's been wonderful to me, and I'm so grateful for that.
Gil is this close to being just wonderful, isn't he?
Well, yeah, just that close. He's a quiet one, but he's fabulous.
Ah, kid.
Keeps things rolling around here.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I just thank everybody, and it's been wonderful, and might have to pop back over here to the station and say hi every once in a while.
You bet. Yeah.
Maybe make a little guest appearance on the 726 show or something.
Has Katie ever been on?
Yeah, she was my co-host for a little while.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So people have had a chance to see her and so on.
Yeah, yeah.
She's lovely and is absolutely wonderful at what she does. I can vouch for that. And Tammy wouldn't have somebody that wasn't. For example, I did some counseling at the clinic, and I haven't heard from a lot of those folks, so I assume that you know, I hit at least the 90 percentile. Huh? Healed, right?
Healed.
All right, I
Yeah.
love it. Or in the process.
People are still bragging about you. I personally bragging about you.
That's nice.
I say you're my personal therapist, and you always say my mentor, but
Mentor.
we know
is,
that you're my therapist.
You
There's
don't
a
need
lot
a
yet to
therapist.
be fixed.
Yeah, well, you can do that in mentoring. You don't have to, you know, be in therapy for that. It's just something you talk
I
about.
think everyone should be in therapy.
I believe everybody should be in personal growth.
Yeah.
That there should be groups, just like, and God love them, Bible groups and various kinds of groups. I think there should also be personal growth groups.
Absolutely.
And I was actually in one in my master's program, and a lot gets done, and they're very beneficial.
Fabulous. Well, if you're not in a personal growth group or a help group or something, think about it. And new libraries being built, lots of opportunities there. So get out, get involved in your community, and just grow. Thank you so much for everything. I love you all. You've been wonderful to me. And till next time.
God love you. That was very, very sweet.